something that I'm saying, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. My name is Moni Milchman, and I'm a founder of a group of companies. One of them, the name is GetMedics. You know, have you heard about GetMedics at the time?
It's a medical thing?
Yes.
Okay.
And the other one is GetMedics. And we are working in the digital healthcare. Have you heard about digital healthcare?
Yes.
Okay. Now we have invented a thing that never happened before. The ability of analyzing all the hospitals in the world in according to a scientific methodology and algorithm that can say which hospital is the best for each medical procedure that the person needs to undergo. Okay? If somebody needs to have a hip replacement, he enters into it, you are going to see it in a second. It sorts all the hospitals in the world and gives you the list of those which are the best for you. And you can change things. You can say, listen, I want to have an hospital that I do not need to wait more than 1 month to be admitted. Or I want to eat the kosher food. Or I want to speak Chinese when I'm coming there. Or I want to pay not much more than that. All the filters are entering in a fraction of a second. You have flattened the world, meaning the world is open. You can get this, because we're talking about quality. We are matching more than 100 indicators that are measurable, international, and can be compared to each other. And then you get something nobody did until now, checking quality to quality. You understand? If somebody thinks that the best medical treatment is given to the United States, in the United States to something, because it costs $1 million, I can tell you that you have a better one in South Korea. If somebody needs to have cancer treatment today, South Korea is a better place than the United States. But nobody knows about it. People are ignorant. You know how many ignorant there are? More than 50 million people that are going from one place to another, what we call medical tourism. And they are spending more than $100 billion a year just because they know where to go to. Until we came over, nobody did such a work. It took us 2.5 years to build up the methodology and to match it. You're going to see how it works in a fraction of a second. This is the first part. And the second part, we did also a methodology, an algorithm that can analyze the quality of physicians, doctors. We can compare everywhere in the world doctors, but not only doctors, also what we call alternative medicine practitioners. You know?
How many doctors? So far, how many doctors have you been analyzed?
We don't analyze by numbers. We take now the UK, you make all the doctors in the UK. We can enter all the figures of the UK into one part of the equation, and it sorts only those who are prime practitioners that are getting the quality measurements that we think needed to be for somebody who is a good doctor. You understand?
Yeah.
We can do it also with people who are not doctors, what we call CHEM. CHEM is complementary and alternative medicine. You know, yoga teachers and acupuncturists and whatever. In a fraction of a second, we analyze it and we give you those who are prime practitioners. You understand? Mm-hmm. And all of this is given free of charge. People don't pay to get the information. We get from the hospitals what we call referral agreements. They pay us commission on the people that are being sent to. And when it comes to private practitioners, they pay a monthly fee. By the way, it's not a new thing in the world that to have an online booking. You have in the United States a huge company named ZocDoc that has a value today.
I'm representing DocDoc in Korea. Yeah. DocDoc Korea.
ZocDoc has a value today of about
they're my
$5
good
billion
friends. They are
like
Harvard,
that.
Stanford. They're very good.
Yes, and they make about 2 million appointments per day.
Yeah.
So we are doing the same, but
I'm
better
the
than they
Dr.
are.
Korea.
They do better than they are because we have a quality
Okay,
measurements,
you're better than them, okay.
and they don't have any quality. Everyone is a doctor is the same as the other. We know the difference between prime practitioners or not. By the way, we got the first prize in the world from the Royal Society of Medicine by being the most innovative company in healthcare for 2016. And I became the life member for the Royal Society of Medicine, which is one of the most important institutions in the world for life, without being a doctor.
Is there not a conflict of interest by forcing the doctor to pay a fee? Maybe the best doctor does not have to pay.
You're right.
Because he's the best, he doesn't have
You're
to.
right. So you will be best, but you won't be on our registry. It's okay.
But then as a user, I don't have the information of who is the best, which is
No,
what
no,
I-
you have
which I
you have the
definitely
best
want.
within the parameters. Even if you want to pay and you are not among
Because
the
the
best,
best is already fully booked.
can I say something?
Yeah.
First of all, they are not fully booked. First. Secondly, if you are a best, not best, and you want to pay us, we are not going to admit you. You won't be on the list. Unless you are measured and sorted by the methodology, you are not going to be there. Even if you want to pay 5 times as much. It's the same as hospitals. An hospital, Mayo Clinic, very important, says, please put me on top. We cannot do it. Everything is done automatically by scientific methodology that doesn't allow to do that. The same with physicians and camp practitioners. You understand? So you know any conflict of interest here.
Yeah,
Huh?
a little bit.
No, even not a little bit. No. Listen, suppose, just for your question, suppose that you have been found as a practitioner. We're going to come to you and say, listen, we are going to bring you people, because patients, new patients, because you are prime practitioner. Everyone needs to know about it. And you said, listen, I'm very happy like that. I don't need you. No problems. Continue to do whatever you want. But if you want to test us, put your name on our registry. You don't need to pay, and see how many people are going to come to you because of us, and then they will decide. So there is no any conflict, believe me. Okay, do you understand what we're doing? I've been in many parts of the world. We have signed agreements with the largest hospital in the world. We have more than 400 agreements with the largest hospitals in the world, and we didn't change one word in our agreements, We didn't put something that enables people to say, this is a nice hospital because they pay us something. They don't pay us anything. We cannot put anyone on top of the others unless they are the best according to the algorithm. You understand? It's important because everyone in the world wants to have a scale to measure the quality without being, manipulated or biased. We have been checked by the largest institution in the world for not being biased, named HIMSS. Have you heard about HIMSS? HIMSS is the largest organization in the world, non-for-profit, that measures quality of hospitals according to information technology. They made the research on us. We have the largest data collection in the world on hospitals today. Okay? Any question? Because then you're going to see some things.
So medics does not only deal with the hospitals, you have to have patients and doctors and pharmaceuticals and also insurance companies. Are you dealing with
this
that?
is true. We are starting now to work with insurance companies. We want to disrupt the insurance business because the insurance business takes money from people in accordance to their age and the medical condition. We want to change it. That people will pay people will pay the premium in accordance to the place that they're willing to be treated. So you can reduce premiums by 70-80%. Yes, you wanted to ask something.
I can understand what you are doing, but I'm not sure how you do it because.
Okay.
We'll show
In order to show you how it works, I'll show you in a minute. But we use indicators which are measurable international, and comparable. I'll give you an example. Suppose that we think that a university hospital gives you a better results. We needed to make sure that it's the right assessment. So we need to make research on that. And it's not enough. And if it's a university hospital, there's a big difference between one university and another. So we need to compare the hospitals according to universities. And then, suppose that we decide that it might be right, that if you make more times the same procedure in the hospital, you get a better results. We need to make research on that. And then a research on the quality of the equipment that you're using. And then to make a research. So we have passed about 400 indicators and then reduce it to 100, which are comparable, measurable, and international. You understand?
How do you soon update your database?
Ah, very good question. First of all, we don't take any. We don't take any data from hospitals. We don't believe them.
Oh,
We don't believe them. So we have a company that is making interrogation hospitals for years in the UK, and we purchased it. It became our subsidiary. And they make medical infiltration, if you want, and getting the information that the hospital doesn't want to show. You understand? So we get information from sources which are either open sources in many places or hidden sources through tools that we have. You understand? Okay, and it is updated every 3 months.
every 3 months.
Yes.
Every 3 months.
Okay? Can we continue? David is going to show you other things here.
The test results have arrived. Please have a seat.
Whether you're still young but just can't get pregnant, or are already retired when you receive the bad news, especially if it concerns one of your children. Today, the best hospitals in the world specializing in your condition are within easy reach. We've gathered millions of real-time variables on hospitals and procedures worldwide and created a powerful, intelligent, and objective search engine to help you locate the best possible hospital for your medical condition, tailored to your specific needs anywhere in the world. To find the hospital that's best for you, simply type in the treatment you require, and our GetMedics will instantly display a list of hospitals best recommended for the procedure you need. Refine your search by adjusting relevant parameters, then click Contact Hospital to begin your secure contact with the institution you prefer. It's that simple. With our GetMedics, your road to recovery is just a click away.
Any question on that?
It's good.
Please.
So once somebody just understands the procedure they need, is your definition of best outcome based upon results?
Oh, this is
Or
a
is
very
it
tricky
a
question.
function
Very tricky
of
question.
cost and results?
Can I ask you a question? Let us make now a small play here. Which is a better hospital, the ones that more patients are dying in, or patients that are more patients living after the treatment? Which is the best hospital to you?
Depends on your goal. Depends on your goal.
I'm asking you really, which is in our mind a better hospital, wherever more patients are dying after the treatment, or less patients are dying?
Less, of course, less.
So let me tell you, in order not to make it, the place where more patients are dying is a better hospital. Why?
Oh, why?
It's odd, because more complicated problems are coming to see this hospital. The most complicated and almost unprecedented problems are being admitted to these hospitals. So you can see that what we do, we make adjusted figure which gives a weight also to the question of the present position of the patient when it comes in. You understand? It's a weighted measurement. So the results, what we are talking about, is not an actual result. You don't measure it in mathematics. You measure it with the options to be better treated. You understand? If I'll give you now 100 indicators, and I said this plus this plus this plus this will give you a better chance to be well treated, then the results will be whatever the results, but most probably that the results will be better than anything else. You understand? Does it answer your question?
No, my question is, do you take into account the costs for a procedure?
No, the
as
cost
well
has
as
nothing to do
the
with
outcome?
quality. Cost is a figure that you are going to see here, but it doesn't have to do. This is exactly the point. What we wanted to do is to focus on quality regardless prices. Because if prices is a quality measurement, then the United States is the best place, because an open heart procedure costs about $1 million. In South Korea, you'll have the same for 100,000. So which is best, United States or South Korea? We don't know.
Well, it depends on your goals. So my point is that I'd like to know if you're giving the users the ability to look at price as a metric.
Of course. It's one of the metrics that we can control by filtering. It's
For example,
research.
Where I live in California,
Yeah.
you can get, let's say, a knee surgery,
Yeah.
okay, at 1/10 the cost
Yeah.
if you drive 150 miles, and the outcomes are better.
You see?
So my
This
point
is-
is simply
this is
that
exactly
I think
the
it'd be
point that
useful
we
to
do.
understand
Yeah.
that you can get a better outcome at a lower cost with distance.
You're going to see it in
So
a second.
that's what I was asking.
This is exactly what we did. We said quality is quality regardless anything else. Let us compare quality and then we should compare other things. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the nice thing about it.
Okay.
When we want to change the world, is to bring people to the best places regardless of the price. You
Okay.
understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a dispute process in your system if a doctor or hospital is not?
No, nobody.
Is
Nobody.
that
Hospitals, they sign with us agreements, didn't
They
say
don't
one
accept
word
it.
about
they
it.
have to offset it?
They accepted everything.
Oh.
And we are talking about the largest hospital in the world, from my clinic to John Hopkins to whomever. They didn't dispute, they agreed that the measurements are totally independent of our
So you-
personal preferences.
So
You
you've
understand?
done a lot of work, but are you going to do an ICO or how you get funded?
He's going to talk because we're going to everything incorporating blockchain technology. Okay? Everything will be incorporated in the blockchain technology. He's an expert in blockchain. Let him talk about it.
Hi, I'm going to sit. Do you mind if I sit down rather than stand up?
No problem.
Just
Sit
because
down.
my flicker,
Yeah.
I left it and I'm going to
Okay.
use this. So, first of all,
You have a British accent.
yes.
Okay.
That's a good.
That's very good.
Thank you very much for not calling me Australian. A lot of people say I have an Australian accent, and recently apparently I have a South African slang. I don't
Okay,
know.
okay. Very good, very good.
So my name is David Suter. Okay, I'm the CIO of the company, and effectively I moved from London to Israel. I moved from London to Israel about 3 years ago. I've been in digital innovation for about 15 years. I did things from London 2012 Olympics, okay, through to Johnson & Johnson's. We've got 1 billion page views. So I've been in innovation for quite a long time. I moved here 3 years ago with my family, mainly because of the technology and the ability of a small country like Israel to really produce products that are scalable, that are well built from the ground, from the ground at architectural level. and their ability to market around the globe. You know, it's a small country. It's a small ecosystem, and I believe that we are creating some disruptive innovation here in Israel. So my name is, like I said, David Souter. I'm also kind of working with EY on the blockchain. This was digital health conference, so EY asked me to talk. I've been a blockchain advocate for about 2-3 years now since I came to Israel. Before that, again, a lot of AI stuff. So I'm not going to go through what Molly was talking about. We've got a full-rounded team to drive this product forward. We've spent a lot of money building the product as it is, which Molly will demonstrate at the end of my process. But the gentleman, what's your name? Sorry, Michael. You asked how do we do this? How is the things being done? So I'm going to give you a bit of an insight into what the tech and how things are actually from a ground up level working. So I need to give you a bit of an overview of how technology and how digital health has progressed in the last few years. In 2016, there was people were still writing down information on their notebook or on pieces of paper in healthcare. A lot of the initiatives were changed to promote the ability in the States, for example, to change from paper to digital. In 2017, it was all about gathering patient information, exchanging it with the patient. The ability that the patient can now see his information that's now digital. And then 2018, this year, it's all about improving outcomes. So improving, like we're talking about here, a better service level, a better delivery of care, bespoke treatments, bespoke medication. It's all about improved patient outcomes. We believe that in 2019, it's all about shareability. So it's all about coming together to gather this information and promote what we call in the industry interoperability. So interoperability means that currently, although we have these data and it's fragmented between place to place, it doesn't talk very well. And this is what Moni is come together to create this wonderful. He's talked about this wonderful algorithm that collates a lot of information. So again, it's promoting shareability through blockchain. We know that patient data doesn't travel very well, especially from hospital to hospital, most certainly from when somebody goes abroad. So when somebody is going from, for example, South Korea to the UK, there's no information travelling with him. It's very difficult to see the information. Any information about hospitals, any information about his data is just sporadic. It's not there. First of all, information, when it's sporadic and it's fragmented, it becomes unreliable. So here, for example, information about a payer, information about a hospital, information about their outcomes or the patient's the data, the satisfaction, is all fragmented. But what if information was aligned? It was on one standard. Everybody talked that same healthcare language from department to department, from country to country, from continent to continent. If everybody was on that one standard that we could relate to and that we could share information. So that's effectively what we're trying to do. So we call it healthcare's one version of truth that's always in sync. So the healthcare data is always in sync. It's very important to understand that there's a lot of information out there. I think it's like 20% of the world's data is still, 20% is structured in healthcare, which means that 80% of the world's information is still unstructured. How do we work as a kind of business model? So the distributed ledger technology business model works quite simple. We get paid, as Moni said, by the physician. We get medical referral fees. There's patient information, and there's payment per transaction. With blockchain, we've now the ability to do micro transactions that we've never been able to do before. Micro transactions means tiny payments that credit cards and that would not normally be able to handle. So we effectively link the information, the research data, that's out there at the moment that Moni was talking about, We've got plans to embed our own system within the healthcare, within the hospitals themselves, and then accessing patient information, so patient data, okay, is very important. And what we're doing, we're aligning the permissions, okay, so the permission, the consent to use that data, with smart rewards. So we're talking about, referrals, we're talking about payment per transactions, we're talking about payment information, getting paid on a micro level. And we all know smart contracts, okay, in the IBM terminology or the Hyperledger technology, it's called chain code. But this is effectively our model. So how do we do it? Again, I'm standing up. So we authenticate the identities. Okay, so we authenticate the identities of the user. So who is the person that is logging into the system? Who is the person that themselves need to be secure? Okay, whether it's a provider, whether it's a practitioner, whether it's a payer. Okay, so we're creating an ecosystem of secure users that we know blockchain is secure by design. Okay, so therefore it becomes a lot easier to create these PEM keys of individual people. And then we secure the services that they're offering. Okay, so it's the data. Now we're talking about the data more. We're talking about actually, okay, let's exchange the secure key to ensure that your data aligns with who you are. And again, the data can be payments, it can be medical information, it can be analysis, okay, of data. So again, we're talking about securing that data. So first was me, the person. Now it's what I own, or what is my asset? What is my asset I want to transact? Okay, that's mark number 2. Number 3 is the distribution. Okay, now we've got we've got my assets. Now we want to distribute it. Okay, we want to make sure that if I say I'm going to do something with this asset, then a contract is in place to say, okay, you've done this, correct, let's execute the transaction. Let's do an agreement that's automated, an agreement that can be updated on the fly. Okay, and I'm not talking too much about the system because Moni will demonstrate the system, but I'm talking about the underlying tech that we're driving forward to create this one version of truth that's always in sync. I keep saying. So again, we're tracing quality, the collaboration of other people, and the ability to actually transact smart contracts. Okay, I'll quickly whiz by. I don't need to. I mean, you guys are familiar with blockchain. You know how it all works. I'm not going to talk about the single. If one point goes down, okay, it can always be retrieved from other areas, remotely updated. I'm not going to talk about the single failure limited. I'll skip through here. We know how big blockchain is going to be. Okay, $3.2 trillion industry. This is healthcare, IBM. So we work with two areas: private chain, okay, and then public. So private is the Hyperledger. So we're working with IBM and the guys here in Israel, and then we're looking at the public, which is kind of the Ethereum sort of side of things. So a global frictionless experience to share medical data for travel tourism. I'll let Moni come over and answer your bits.
Any question by now?
It's okay.
Unless you are tired, we can continue. Or you want to sleep a little bit and then we can continue. I'll show you how it works. The ability of searching for any medical. The idea is that the person comes with already, after seeing a doctor, he gets his verdict.
Verdict,
He's
right.
coming with diagnostics. Okay, we don't make diagnostics. The doctor says to him, listen, you need to have an open heart surgery. We are talking about elective surgeries.
Moni, if you move a little bit,
Yes,
I can
elective
demonstrate
it means that you are not taken by ambulance to the hospital. You still can choose the time and the place that you want to go to. Okay? Elective procedures are covering in our system about 350 different procedures, including things which are not illnesses. IVF, for example, in vitro fertilization for ladies who cannot have children, it's also a procedure that we are dealing with. Surrogacies for ladies who carry babies for others, we deal with that also. So we don't deal only with illnesses. Plastic surgeries, it's not an illness. Somebody wants to have, I don't know, breast augmentation or diminution, etc. We deal with that also. So everything which it has to do with touching your body, we do. You understand? Now, we don't argue about the definition that the doctor has given to him, but you should know, the ones who do not know, do you know how many false information or diagnostic are being given to people in the world?
50%.
70%. 70% of the first diagnostics are wrong. So what we organize with the hospitals, that they are not going to get even one patient before making a second opinion. They don't accept. They don't know who is the doctor. So they are going to check the medical file, which will going to be transferred to blockchain to the hospital. We are HIPAA compliant also. HIPAA compliant means in according to the very severe American standards. And then the information is given to the hospital who is going to check it. Okay? Now, we're here. Can you take it down? No, the bar. We need a bar. Where's the bar? Back to search. Go back, the bar. No, not this one. Yes.
Search.
I can put it in any letter. Put D, for example. Immediately, automatically, it brings all the procedure that has D in it, either in the middle or other. Suppose that I should put here, okay? Immediately, it has already made this research, and we have how many? Can you go down a little bit? No, down. How many procedure has been already checked here? You don't see it here?
I'm not logged in. That's okay. It doesn't
Anyhow, it is hundreds of possible procedures. Now, you can see number 1, number 2, etc. with set configuration, prices, dates to be admitted, etc. But you can have also filters, more filters. Put it here. And then you see food selection, if you want, languages, time of admission, price, whatever, things that you want to put as a reserve for your own case. You understand? And then, if you make any one of them, the search will be starting again immediately. Make an attempt. Change something here. Go from here to here. Go. Still. Go. More. And you see that everything has been changed here. You see?
That's good. That is good.
You understand?
Good, yeah.
I can change here, worldwide. Put it here. I can see in what country or parts of the world I want to search it. And accordingly, the search will change. Change here.
So
Or, and again, it has been changed automatically. And then I can also compare. Now read more. I want to see on this hospital more information. Now, no, go down. This will be the photos of the hospital, and everything will be changed automatically. You're going to see it, and go up now. And then it go to the hospital, department, and everything. All the information is here. What other languages are being used there? What kind of food you can expect having here, there? How many staff? How many people are admitted per year? How many cases per year? And it goes to the department, the name of the head of the department, and patient's admission. How many private beds? How many private rooms? You can get everything go. And then also the time to arrive there, from wherever you are. Automatically it shows where you are and the time to to go there. And then you can compare, of course, one to another. There's a comparison system here.
Very good.
You understand that it works?
Yeah.
And this covers the world. Nobody did it.
So if you have an insurance company to cover that exact illness, that'll be perfect.
Yeah.
You know, this will be perfect.
You are very clever.
Yeah.
You are very clever. Okay, any questions about that?
Are you doing anything for rehab?
For? No.
No.
Rehabilitation, no. It is not here.
I mean, drug and alcohol rehabilitation.
No.
It's quite
We're
interesting.
talking
Why do you
about
ask that? It's quite
elective
interesting,
procedures, which are surgeries. We don't do anything. But we have the same thing for doctors. I told you. The same system, it's a different system, but you enter a name, immediately is sorted, whether it's a private practitioner or not, and you get the information.
How long did it
Everywhere
take to
around.
have this one?
How long it
completely?
took? I was
2
naive.
years?
I was naive. I thought it would take me, when I started it, just a minute, I was told that nobody can do it. And whenever somebody says me that nobody can do it, I want to do it.
Good.
I just need to hear that. And I thought it would take me about 6 months and a few $100,000, and I was rich enough and naive enough. So it took me 2.5 years.
Yeah, 2 years. I
And
expected.
$2.5 million less in my pocket.
Wow.
And then we invested another $6 million. And another for the doctors, another £2.5 million pounds.
Pounds.
So we have put a lot of money in it. Okay? Any questions?
In your business model,
Yes.
are you targeting the rich people or people in general? Which is your
We
target?
are talking, listen, I want to tell you what is the difference between now and the beginning. Can you shut it down because I cannot see anything? No, this, okay. At the beginning, we wanted to save the world. So I wanted to give it as a service to the whole world at the same time. That's okay, the whole world at the same time. Nowadays, we are changing the philosophy. We start with a country in UK, and then we go to the United States, or to India, or wherever. State by state. Why? Because it's impossible. We have it in the languages here. We have in 9 languages, including Chinese. Not South Korean, but Chinese we have. It's similar, is it? Anyhow, not similar? Okay. Anyhow, we have it in 9 languages, and even the film that you have, the video film, also in 9 languages. But it's impossible to attack the world. So we do it phase by phase. You understand? So this was the time to develop that. And I must tell you that we got from Harvard an appeal to share with them the information because they didn't reach such a deep information as we have.
One quick question. Why do you need a blockchain for that? For
The
your
blockchain.
business? Why do you think? Why do you
I'll
need
tell
it?
you why. There are certain things that blockchain can make that we cannot. It's finished now. Few minutes. Blockchain can extract information from one place to another on a solid ground. Okay? Medical information is one thing that you don't want to transfer from one place to another without having solid ground. When we came to Europe, the Europeans said, we don't give a damn about the HIPAA compliant. Send the information by, mail or by whatever standard that you want. It's okay with us. We don't like it. So we think that the blockchain can save it.
I think
You
it's also,
understand?
just to add another technical perspective, is that there's the level of trust which isn't there when you're looking at different parties. And if we're recording everything on the ledger, then you've got that level of immutability that nobody can question, oh, that didn't happen at that time. And I think going forward, you're right, it's a feature. Blockchain effectively is a feature in this, because there's a lot of AI that goes on in the background that really is too heavy.
There's another reason. I didn't tell it to you, but I'm telling you now. We want to create our own currency, our own tokens, through an ICO. And we want to have these tokens as a charity to a lot of people. We want people to get a better healthcare through us, free of charge. Not 100%, 90% will pay and 10% will get it free of charge. Blockchain enables us to distribute
And tokenize that.
this need in a better way to those who cannot afford themselves the best hospitals or doctors. So we want to go and see, for example, the Red Cross and say, listen, please tell us in certain country who needs